Guys, we appreciate you tuning in. This is going to be a video that, frankly, I know a lot of you are not going to be interested in. I'll just be very upfront about that fact because we're just going to be briefly talking about the fact that we have opened up memberships. This is not going to be taking away from any content. So I know that there's like 10% of you who get offended about the concept that people are trying to cover their costs on the internet and like in business and so forth. So for those of you who are 10%, look, you don't lose a thing in all this. What happens is basically there's gonna be 3 different levels. We have our tier 1 members who I can basically sort in the comment field so that I can easily see those folks and I can more quickly respond to them and basically give them a priority response. They also get emojis to show that they're channel supporting members and so forth. So there's all that kind of stuff. A couple bucks a month, basically. There's tier 2 memberships, which will basically get you early access to certain videos, not all videos, but certain videos. So maybe a day, a couple days, handful of days. Candidly, I haven't figured this out yet. Technology can be scary a little bit, but you're going to get some early access to some videos. It'll probably vary from video to video. Probably the biggest thing you get, though, is we're going to be doing periodic and at least once a month. My hope is to make it a couple more times than that. Live streams that are member only. We may or may not decide to actually publish those live streams, but it's basically just kind of an informal hangout. Maybe there's some things I'm coming here to talk about. Maybe there's some things that you guys want to ask, and it's basically just kind of an open mic night of, hey, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. There's no set time, there's no set structure, but for tier 2 and up memberships, everybody basically gets access to that, as well as the early access to upcoming videos. And then we have our top tier memberships for folks who are the true believers here. And again, I really appreciate all levels of membership, and there's going to be no shaming or anything like that for folks who choose not to or can't, or for whatever reason. Hopefully you understand that I'm really quite surprised at how well everything has gone so far. So if we can cover some costs and allow me to devote even more time to making great content, that'd be fantastic. But this isn't some sort of shaming mechanism or something like that. If you're not a member or you can't be a member, this is just an opportunity to help out. And then the top tier folks, we're going to figure out a way for you to be able to connect directly to me on social media, which would facilitate more, obviously, communication. If you have a great idea for a video, if you have a great idea for whatever, if you just want to bounce a thought off me, I'll do what I can. We may have to revise this with time, subject to, like, if I have 10 million people messaging me all the time, probably never going to happen. But if that happens, we'll obviously need to kind of pare things back, right? But basically direct connect on social media so that we can chit chat, and there's going to be basically more contact that way. Obviously, there's a value exchange here as far as you're giving X to the channel to help us, and we try to reciprocate with value of, okay, well, if you give this, you get this. If you give that, then you get this, and all that kind of stuff. But also, we've really been again, just humbly very surprised by the fact that we had people reach out to my office before we launched memberships, well before we launched memberships, just asking, how can I help out? We really appreciate what you're doing. We like the value of the content and the obvious amounts of time and research and effort and thought you're putting into things. How can I help out? And my message to those folks throughout this time has been, we're going to figure out a way, but it's never been the top priority. But eventually we've gotten around to it, and obviously Derek behind the camera is a full-time producer, director, editor. I'm not really sure how many hats he wears. He pretty much has them all. He's a full-timer here, helping us out not only at the firm but primarily, largely here on YouTube. And Derek, well, he has a salary. He's got a family to take care of. So if you're wondering where your money's going, it's going to all the cameras, all the doodads, the microphones. It's going towards the table. It's going towards the lights. It's going towards Derek. It's going to hopefully allow us to do things like potentially looking at flying in guests and all that kind of stuff, or reaching out and expanding our reach and allowing me to devote more time to everything. So that's kind of the gist of this. So I realize that this is not exactly my normal video, but and hey, we're doing this all in one take, so I'm keeping Derek happy right now. He's got us, we just got a thumbs up from behind the camera there. So that's fantastic. So again, we really appreciate everybody who's out there. We really appreciate all your support, whether you become a member or not. We just want to try to do extra things for people who want to do extra things for us. So again, it's not going to subtract anything. We really appreciate you hanging around. And I'm not even going to say all the normal YouTube things, because if you made it this far, you're probably part of a very hardcore group who we tremendously appreciate you. And we make the videos for everybody, and we definitely are making these videos for you. So as always, thank you very much, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this one, please feel free to check out some of our other great content, and we'll see you in the next one.